Myself, Fultushi, Rose from India, and I'm happy to welcome you all on behalf of PSSM Global and PSSM Movement. I'm associated with PSSM movement from last 10 years, and my journey started when I was having a lack of common sense, because by that time I was consuming non-plant based food, and I was suffering with lots of diseases, and specifically I was having infertility issue. So being a non-vegetarian, that diseases were ever ending. So until I met with Patriji and PSSM movement, I cured all my diseases and changed my thought pattern, and I conceived naturally, and now I am having a happy, healthy baby. Now she is 6 years old, and I realized my life purpose is to teach meditation, vegetarianism, importance of pyramid science across the globe, and specifically to all parents and youth. So today it's a great event, and I am privileged to welcome our guest, Temple Hills, and I would like to read about her. So Temple Hayes is partner of PSSM Global, and Temple Hayes is an ordained minister of unity and Center for Spiritual Living. She is also the spiritual leader and CEO of First Unity Spiritual Campus, a new thought center in St. Petersburg, Florida. An internationally recognized speaker, radio host, practicing shamanic healer, and author of several books, including her critically acclaimed When Did You Die? 8 steps to stop dying every day and start waking up. She shares weekly inspiration with her listeners on her radio show, The Intentional Spirit, on Unity Online Radio. She has spent 13 years as a motivational speaker across the United States and abroad for a variety of clients, including Procter& and Gamble, Washington Mutual State, Farm Insurance, and Compaq. Passionate about life, rights, gay rights, animal rights, and human rights, Temple has created the following movements to both educate and advocate for the voiceless, global peace workers, life rights, the Sophie Project that rescues and rehabilitates dogs and cats, and the Institute for Leadership and Lifelong Learning International. Temple is the recipient of many awards, including the following: nominated as an All American and elected to the National Softball Hall of Fame in 1979, elected to Outstanding Young Woman of America in 1988, International Who is Who of American Professionals in 1997, National Association of Professional Women in 2008, the People of Distinction Humanitarian Awards in 2016, and also awarded an honorary doctorate degree of human letter in 2019. So this is a great privilege to invite such a great guest with us. So I welcome Temple for today's this great event, that is the Spiritual Science International Meet 2. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. And let me tell you where the honor lies with me. The honor lies with me to be a part of PSSM Global, as well as to be affiliated with this amazing non-ego related organization. It's been one of the greatest blessings of my life. And if you wonder why I really have so much energy, it's because I had the good pleasure in my heart that I had Patriji sing happy birthday to me last year. So talk about a resurrection and a birth. That's what I'm talking about, are all the blessings. My heart is just always so open every time I have the good privilege of seeing each and every one of you. You are my family. So hello from my heart. And so there's a statement that says that sometimes people think that things are difficult because people do not dare, when the greater truth is that things are difficult because people do not take a chance. They do not take a risk. They look at things and say, that's too hard. That's too challenging. You know, we're trained in our smaller mind. We're trained in our commercialized mind that when we think of a plant-based diet, and anytime I've ever talked to people about being vegan or being vegetarian, the first answers they give me is they start defending their trained mind that says that you're going to have to give up something. And so they start talking about all the things that they love or think they love and what they're going to have to give up. And they start defending from that space, from that level of consciousness versus all the things that they gain. I'm 62 years old. I'm just getting started. I have more energy than most 30-year-olds that I meet. And I attribute that, no medication, no arthritis, no really inflammation, or any of those things. And that is because years ago, I didn't focus on what I was giving up. I put energy forward into what I felt I could gain. And many times when people look at their family system, they look at their diet, a lot of people are still eating at 40, 50, 60-year-olds. They're still eating the same things that they ate when they were kids. And a lot of times they defend that. Well, that's what we had on the farm, or that's what we had in the garden. What people don't realize is two things. One is the way that we package, the way that we handle fish and chicken and cows and all these things. There's no sacred attachment to that whatsoever. The people would be shocked to learn. I spoke about this at the Parliament of the World Religions. People find it shocking when you tell them that billions of living things, billions of living things give their life every year. They are slaughtered. They have horrible deaths. They are caught in the most unimaginable situations, and they are never making it to someone's table or someone's plate. Lives every year, year after year after year after year, due to greed, commercialization, probably just the meat that's thrown away in grocery stores could feed so many of the starving countries in the planet. If you wanted to justify your defending of why we eat things with eyes, for me, the founders of Unity, and even surprising, even my colleagues, do not defend the fact or live in the awareness of the fact that the founders of the Unity movement, Charles and Myrtle Fillmore, doubled their life expectancy. And the reason that they wrote large articles, and it's all data, is the fact that they were vegetarian. They did not eat anything with eyes. And so think about that, that you will contribute to the well-being of all the deaths and the murder that is done on Mother Earth. No wonder Mother Earth is going, what the heck? What is going on? Where's the common sense? Because of all the lives taken, all the lives that are taken, that they're never used. So that to me is the excitement part of that, being able to lessen that and going further and knowing one day that it will change. And I love the fact that we're saying plant-based protein, because that makes it easier for people to start thinking about all the things that they can gain. But the other thing, likened to following my colleague Ken, who, as you can see, is brilliant and could educate us, the entire day. The other part about the life and being vegetarian is that to look at the fact of how much energy that you can have that's available, because talking about when you were little and what you ate on the farm, and talking about what you really like that you've been eating all your life, what you don't understand is often the things you crave are the things that you're allergic to. They're no longer good for you. They're creating inflammation and red energy and arthritic kind of things in your body. That's one thing. But the other thing is, if you are following meditation, if meditation is your way of life, you're always meditating on something. The question you have to ask yourself is, what are you meditating upon? And what is the energy that you're putting in your body? So the other part of that is in that space. If you are meditating each day, if you are part of a spiritual practice, that meaning that you are conscious of a spiritual practice, you're always spiritual. You're breathing, You didn't make your breath breathe this morning. Your heart is beating. You didn't make that happen. You are part of something greater than you are, whether you deny it or not. You can fully participate with it. But if you are a part of any of that, and if you are awakened on any particular level, your body cannot eat the same things that you used to eat. It will make you ill. It will make you ill. It will have long-term chronic effects. And I agree with Ken that how much more information do we need? Google whatever. We have more information than we've ever had. We have more knowledge than we've ever had. But ignorance is more than just what I know. Oh, I know it, but I'm going to pretend I don't know it. I'm gonna act like I didn't hear that. No, 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 no. No, I'm gonna be in my ignorance about this particular space. But as I have often said, and this is what I love about the physical body. So let me just ask you to take a breath and let me tell you where I came from. I came from a dairy farm. I came from being an alcoholic. I came from eating all the things that weren't great for me. So do I know you can change? Well, heck yeah. But what I came to understand, is that, it even says in scripture, your body is the temple. And I thought, well, in my karma, I guess that's why I chose that name, because I need reminding of this quite often, right? So if I say you can change, trust me, I'm not just giving you a platitude. I'm not just impressing you with some kind of quote. People do not dare because things are difficult. No, it's that people don't take this risk to be something different. So I know that your body, no matter how dishonest you are with yourself, I know that your body, if you can lie, but your body will lie you down. And that's what I know about that. So just because it feels like, oh, I'm getting by doing what I want, doing what I've always done, it doesn't mean something underneath you is going on. And the reason I'm just coming across so strong in my own understanding today is I really want this for you, because it's that saying that, one man lived 100 years and another man lived 100 years. He lived 1 year 100 times. And I am wanting you to understand the difference between a life that's repaired and a life that's well lived, a thriving, energetic presence. Because the fun part that we haven't even talked about is working in alignment with the laws of manifestation, with working with the laws of having an abundant consciousness, of working with the laws where your heart is open, not closed. One of the things in working with a Guruji many years ago, and I was calling someone in. I was saying, I'm ready. I'm ready. And it's something that you can do anytime. Hopefully many of you will do it during this program, either live or you will do it while you're watching it later on YouTube or another form of streaming, that you will say, I am ready. I am ready to call in the next level of what I'm willing to dare to do. I'm willing to call that in. And then you want to pay attention to what you see and what comes in. And so I was calling in someone, a teacher, a healer, a revealer, come into my life and show me a new door, show me a new window, show me a new way of looking at life, because I had been, sober 20 years then and had been doing so many other things. And I had been watching a lot of things that I was eating and et cetera, et cetera. But like so many people, I bought into that high protein, got to have protein, got to have protein. And I was still eating things with eyes at the time. And so I was notified that there had been an amazing teacher at the campus and she had done an amazing talk. And I went, that's her. So I contacted her. So right away, she taught me that it's one thing to still keep the sacredness of eating an animal, but in today's times, there's no sacred there. It's violent. And so every time you eat an animal, every time you eat a fish, every time you eat something that was alive, that had a mother, you're eating the energy of what they went through when they died. And that was all I needed to hear. We can give you data, we can give you statistics, we can give you all this stuff, but really, you want to put something in your body that had the most violent death, and that's going into your being and in your consciousness, while at the same time you're saying that you pursue a spiritual path. Come on already. Come on. We need to stop playing around and giving little sweet conversations and talks, and making sure that we're etiquette appropriate. We've got to be bold and brave. And we have such, those of us that are awakened to this, we have a tremendous responsibility to bringing the pyramids back into our consciousness, into our lives. We have a tremendous responsibility to show people that you could be like this, and you can struggle, and you can have a rageaholic kind of life. Take the time in your own life. You don't believe me? Wonderful. Try it on yourself. Ask some of the people that are in your circle that you notice are rageaholic people. Ask them what their diet is. Ask them. Ask them what do you eat? They don't know why you're asking them, but ask them, and you'll see. They're not going to say, "Oh, I do plant protein." They're not going to say, "Oh, I have a pyramid on top of my house." No. It's been very evident, especially in the US. Here we are as a world. Don't we know this is all connected? Don't we know that here we are with a virus, and we're here in this space, and don't we get it? And don't we get it in the USA of the red energy that is going in people's lives, and red energy that's going in that rage and anger, and there's not enough, and I have to have mine, and let's fight, and let's compete, and let's do all that. When I spoke at the Parliament, what was interesting is that people in traditional religiosity, well, they pull out that Bible, and they pull out Genesis, and they say that, in the beginning, when in creation, that God spoke and made it evident that mankind, the words are, man, that was given dominion, and often people will defend that, was given dominion. Well, first of all, the Bible, we know, was translated many, many times over. Second of all, we know that there was selective usage of what was put in there. But even if you want to defend what it says, go back and read it again. Please go back and read it again. If you're one of those that you go, well, I'm given dominion over fish and cattle and all these things, read it. Really read it with your readers. Read it with your heart. It says you were given dominion. It didn't say you have the right to kill. It said dominion, meaning you have a different consciousness, meaning you have a different way of using your mind. You have a different way of using your heart. You have dominion over, meaning you have a different kind of awareness. It didn't say you can just go kill and make trophies and kill tigers and people and other living things and put them on your wall. That is not dominion. That is stupidity. That is denying nature. That is the fight against nature. That is the violence of the energy that is happening in our culture today, all around us. And I want you to even go a step further for those of you that are into a conscious life. It doesn't say that you are better or that you are better than all the fish and all the poultry and all the beef. It doesn't say that you are better than. And I know in my heart, I believe within the depth of my heart that many of you will join me one day on this journey that we call life, and you will apologize. You will apologize to all of those precious, living, all sentient beings, because we are going to live long enough that we realize in many ways they knew more than we did. In many ways, they knew more. How can you explain how an incredible human being that was in Africa standing for the rights of elephants year after year after year after year, how can you explain that when he died, the elephants gathered from miles and miles and miles, traveled from near and far, and stood outside his home as they wept? You can read the stories. You can see the images. I mean, what else do you really need to know, really? I mean, what else do we need to say? If you can't get that, it's time to be real, people. All these things about, oh, this master, when is common sense going to sink in? We will slaughter these animals for something white that can be sold on the market. Oh, yeah, you're doing the march? Call me. I want to be there. It is so time that this ends for our society. Look at where we are. Don't you think change is calling? Change is knocking? Are you kidding me? Could it be more obvious? Could it be more evident? What else do you need to know? No, I'm with Ken. We can't really provide you with any more, oh, there's something new for you to know. We need you to change from your knowing to your knowingness. Get out of that trained little mind that says, oh, I can't change. Oh, I don't know. And go into a place of, what would I be if? What would life look like if? How would my heart open? Leading cause of death? Heart. Heart. We've lost heart. These are living beings. God, I plead with you today. Please wake up. Thank you.